delayed an aid package for 6 long months, for which countless Ukrainians have paid with their lives. And of course, if Trump wins the presidential election, he said that he threatens to cut aid and cut support altogether. In Europe, the far right is also on the rise, from the likes of the AfD in Germany to Marine Le Pen in France to Austria's Freedom Party. They are cozying up to Putin's regime. And of course, just last night, Reform Party leader Nigel Farage claimed that Russia was provoked into invading Ukraine. This international far-right coalition is a threat to democracy and a threat to human rights everywhere. It must be defeated. And we also must recognise the shared struggle of all people fighting for self-determination against oppressive states. Because from Ukraine to Kashmir to Palestine, occupation is a crime. There's no denying it, the situation on the front line is incredibly difficult. The support offered to Ukraine has been too little, too late. It's not good enough to just ensure that Ukraine doesn't fall and lives to fight another day. We must give it the support that it needs to win, to push out Russian troops and secure its democratic future. Since the start of the full-scale invasion, our government's Ministry of Defence, the UK MOD, has auctioned off more than 1,000 military vehicles. Instead of being sold off to the highest bidder, equipment should be donated to support Ukraine's war effort. But our solidarity shouldn't end there. We must demand the full cancellation and not just the freezing of Ukraine's foreign debt, because when this war finally ends, the country will face the gargantuan task of rebuilding its cities and towns, and the very last thing it needs will be to be hit by a crushing debt crisis. No, instead we must support Ukraine and provide it with the funds that it needs for reconstruction. And we could start by seizing the billions worth of frozen assets belonging to Russian oligarchs and donating that money to the Ukrainian people. Because throughout all of this, we must always remember that Ukraine is not just a war zone. It's a place where people live, fall in love, dream and organise, where teachers are running classes in bomb shelters, where artists continue to paint, to write poetry and to make music between the daily power cuts, where a crowd gathered for Kiev Pride last week despite severe restrictions due to safety concerns, and paid tribute to the LGBTQ fighters on the front lines, and where thousands and thousands of young people are leaving their jobs, their homes and their loved ones, and are putting their lives on the line in defence of Ukraine's freedom. They deserve to come back home safe, and they deserve to build a future in a peaceful, liberated and thriving Ukraine. Until then, I stand with you for as long as it takes. Slava Ukraine.